Happy Friday, my ECAT parents and learners. And if you are an ECAT learner or parent, it means you have an IEP here in North Carolina. And what I'm going to talk about and suggest is particularly for my parents here in North Carolina who are in that system. I've had 4 IEP consultations this week about parents needing guidance and or wanting to hire an advocate for upcoming meetings. And the commonly things said over and over from these parents are: 1, I wish I knew. 2, why doesn't anyone tell you? 3, why don't you teach this class or a class? Because by the time we need you, the educational gap has grown so significantly, and there is so much more that needs to be fought for by the time I'm hired to go into these meetings. That last meeting, that parent was right. It's like, wait a minute, why isn't anyone telling parents their rights? Instead of us just handing a parent rights handbook at every meeting or asking them if they want another one. Think about us doing that to students in the classroom. You're handing them the same packet over and over. You're asking them if they want it, or you're obligated to give it to them, but in no way are you have to teach it. No way are you supposed to or required to open it and read it to them and show it or teach it. No. Would your students pick up that handbook, open it on their own, read it, understand it? Some might open this and be like, what is this? Some might read it and be able to give you a little summary. Some might not understand any of it because it looks like it's a foreign language. So why are we doing that to our parents? Why is accessibility to this information so hard for them? I don't understand. So, parents, it's the beginning of the school year, and everyone around you, your friends, your neighbors, the community is excited. Back to school. You go to the store and it's back to school, and everybody's talking back to school, back to school. ECAT parents, IEP parents, they are not excited like you. They are anxious. They are nervous. They have this agita that lives inside of them because there is a lot they don't know. They don't know if the teacher their student is going to have is going to be able to know how to transition from a wheelchair to a changing table. They don't know if that teacher is going to be trained to give seizure meds. They don't know if that teacher has enough training and competence to teach literacy to their non-vocal, verbal child. There's a lot that they don't know. It's hard to be excited for the first day of school when you're that parent. Other parents get letters in the mail about who their teacher is going to be, and then the open house is so beautiful and everyone's so excited. It's not the same. It doesn't hit the same. And I think we all should start thinking about that. We should all think about how back to school hits on a different population of parents and students. So, I think for my ECAT parents, there's some things that you should know right out the gate for back to school. And maybe it becomes tradition, just as other back to school things are traditions for other students, right? You should email your principals, especially if you're in a time of transition. If your kid's going from a middle to a high or elementary to a middle, go ahead and email the principals. Put the old one and the new one on. Introduce yourself, your child's name, and ask for the lead EC teacher's name and email. Teacher workdays are coming. Why not? Principals are 12 months. They ain't gonna like it, but ask me if I care. So go ahead and send that email now. Right? You should know the name of that EC teacher, the lead EC teacher, even if they don't know who the teacher is right now, because most teachers haven't gotten their rosters yet. It's okay to get some names to the faces. You can go on the school site and look up who's who, right? The other thing is open house, right? Everyone comes from a certain time. Depends on how the school does it. If your last name is from A to M, you're coming 5:30 to this. Or, K through 3 is coming at this time, and then the other half of the school is coming at this time. Don't feel like you have to go to that. A. B, go if you want to. That's your right. But if you want to go and push your child's wheelchair around comfortably without the anxiety, call the school and ask if you can go in on a teacher workday. Call them closer to the school year starting. Call and ask. Your child needs more time to walk around. Your child might has a lot more energy and might want to run up and down that real nice hallway. You don't want that to happen during open house. Call and ask. Call and ask as it gets closer to the new year, the start of the new year, right? Teachers are going to be in the building. They're going to be doing professional development, and they're going to be in their classrooms decorating and preparing. And yes, it is a lot. They are doing a lot. They are doing a lot. I was there. But it only takes 15 minutes out of a teacher's day to greet a potential student at the door, walk around the hallway, see a classroom, say, hey, it's not ready yet, but I'm so glad you came by to see me. Tell the parent, hey, I don't have a lot of time, but I have 5 minutes for any questions you have. And set a timer. Parents, you can go in and understand that it's their teacher workday. They don't have a lot of time. But you are getting this time separately from the open house, where you might not be able to think about the questions you have because there's so much going on. You're worried about your learner holding their hand. You're worried about what they're touching. You're worried about pushing the wheelchair. You're worried about the last time they got their medicine. There's so many things happening. So email your principals, introduce your family, put your child's name in that email, ask for those EC teachers' names and emails, and as it gets closer, send an email and ask if you and your learner can go into the school on a teacher workday before an open house for just a few minutes, so that way you don't feel the pressure, if you don't want to go to the open house when everyone is there. If you want to, then do it. If you don't and you feel like a separate accommodation is appropriate, then please do it. Ask for it. Ask for what you need. come back and tell me. I got you.